And welcome back to Wrestling Collector Zone. Today, the topic is AEW, All Elite Wrestling. I wanted to talk about I've been doing some reading, just overall looking at AEW as I watch it. I'm watching, on Dark Side with YouTube and everything like that. Where is AEW headed? What is AEW's flaws? What needs to be fixed with AEW? This is all just my opinion. I've watched wrestling since I was a little child, basically a baby. I grew up watching wrestling. Overall, like AEW, out of AEW versus WWE and all that, definitely AEW is my favorite. The wrestling world needs another promotion like AEW. Basically, before AEW started up, the world of wrestling needed another promotion, a big promotion. Since the early 2000s, when WCW was bought out by WWE, and then ECW was bought out when they went under, WWE has had no real competition in America. And when it comes down to it, to better yourself as a company, you need competition. And the more I watch WWE, when I do watch it, because I'm not a fan of it and I haven't been for years, but the current WWE and the state that WWE's in, and now they're trying to do the Raw Underground or Raw Dark or whatever it is, with the fake mixed martial arts and the no roped ring and stuff. It's just, that's not what wrestling needs. That's not where wrestling needs to be headed. AEW definitely, I think, is doing a lot of things right. But at the same time, I feel there's a lot that needs to be fixed, and there's quite a bit that they're doing wrong. One of the issues I feel that is a major factor and is a major issue is that they brought in, when AEW started up, and they're still bringing in, all this big talent that was wrestlers working in Japan and American wrestlers that were working in Japan and that were real big in the indie scene, and they're great wrestlers. And don't get me wrong, everyone on the roster for AEW, for the most part, is, in my opinion, is amazing. But the issue is, they have one show a week, and then one show on YouTube, and that's it. There's a lot of talent that's not being used, that should be getting used. There's the issue of, that I feel, when AEW started up, I feel when a promotion starts up in general, you should just flat out at that point, you should have the game plan of, hey, we're going to have a world title, TV title, we're going to have a cruiserweight or junior weight title, something like that of the sort. We're going to have a women's world title, we're going to have a tag team title, we're going to have a women's tag team title, whatever it may be. Just whatever it may be. But you need to have a game plan laid out then. And I feel when you start your promotion, you should immediately have planned out that. You should immediately introduce those. You should immediately start running tournaments for those titles. But instead, what AEW did was they first started out with the world title. Then they had a world champion. And then they did the tag team titles. and then the women's title. And I feel like all that should have just been introduced at once instead of just waiting. But then, now as of recently, there is the TNT title, which is basically their version of the TV title, which obviously should only be defended on really TNT or like at pay-per-views actually like that. That's at least in my opinion. I feel what's definitely missing is there is a title that is missing, and I feel it's a cruiserweight or lightweight or junior weight or whatever label you want to put on it. I feel because the name in America has been overused so much of cruiserweight and lightweight. I feel that like in Japan, the IWGP and all that, and Japan with like the IWGP titles and stuff, they have the junior heavyweight. And I feel that AEW should follow in their steps of they should have an AEW Junior Heavyweight Championship. And a main being of, because there are so many of the talent that are on the roster right now that are like light heavyweight or cruiserweight guys. And I feel 90% of them are never going to get a chance to step up for the world title or that TNT title. And they need to have a title that's defended more often. And I feel with the junior heavyweight title, that could be a title that's defended, bi-weekly or every couple weeks or something like that, whatever. And that they could use that talent more of Sammy Guevara, Kip Sabian, especially Kip Sabian. He is an amazing talent. I feel like his talent's being wasted because more than likely he's never going to get a chance at the world title or the TNT title. And I feel that these guys that are on the roster should have a title that is for them within their league that they have a chance at. And with titles, you gotta build history and storyline to them. And with the world title, just with the world title and a TNT title and a tag title, a women's title, you can't do that. You need to have a junior heavyweight title, and you need a title for that lightweight division or that cruiserweight division. But also, bring in a women's tag team title. I know that the roster is not large right now with women in AEW, but it's building. But the problem is it's building and then they're not being used. That talent's not being used. Most of that talent is sitting on the sideline. Well, with a women's tag title, those women wrestlers that are really good talents that are on their roster are going to be used more because there's more for them to do. And just the same with those light heavyweight, cruiserweight guys. Get a junior heavyweight title. They'll be used more. There will be more storyline because I feel there's a lack of storylines within AEW as well because of the fact of there's not the titles to build those storylines. There's not really faction. There's only like one faction or whatever, the Dark Order. I also feel there's so many things AEW right now could be doing to build up and to make them that much better and surpass WWE. They have it behind them. They have that backing. They have that option. They're just not doing it. And I don't understand why they're not. Just like with Shawn Spears. I'm not a Shawn Spears fan, but he's got Tully Blanchard behind him. As most of you know, Tessa Blanchard, she was let go from TNA. I feel, they had been building that Tully backing Shawn Spears as his manager. They were looking for another person to basically make them like a team. Well, I feel that once Tessa was let go from Impact, they should have immediately seeked out to bring Tessa in and make her and Shawn Spears an intergender tag team that basically dominates and then ends up getting the tag team titles. Even though she's a female, they're an intergender tag team because she has played up the fact of that she wants to wrestle those men and that she's tough. Well, then bring her in, make them a tag team, have them do a tag team title run. There would be an amazing storyline right there. But why is AEW not doing that? Brock Lesnar recently became a free agent. And what I see online in the message boards and the Facebook groups and everything, everyone's like, oh, well, AEW should sign Brock Lesnar. Absolutely not. Brock Lesnar is overrated. His time has passed in wrestling. I feel like if he wants to resign with WWE, let him resign. If not, Brock Lesnar, I feel, is at that point that he should retire. WWE built him up so much as a monster that dominates, that can't be beat, that he's literally another Goldberg story. And AEW does not need that whatsoever. Because if Brock Lesnar comes in, he's going to refuse to be losing to people. And AEW doesn't need something like that. Especially, they're just a startup promotion just a year in. They have so much potential, but yet they're letting so many things slip by that could better them. I'm hoping that they actually look at these options that are there and actually start doing them to better the promotion. But I feel that what things I have mentioned should have been done from the get-go. And that's where AEW is lacking. Don't get me wrong. I love the Young Bucks. I love Cody Rhodes, Brandy Rhodes, all of them. They're great. I don't understand why, with the experience that all of them have behind them and they're in the wrestling industry, why weren't these things addressed from the beginning? And hopefully they will be, but who knows where the road leads for AEW. I'm hoping it's not going to be another flyby promotion, that it lasts for a couple years, and then it's going to become another a TNA that it's going to be sold off and sold off and sold off, or and become worse and worse and worse, or go downhill, or just completely go out of business. I hope they continue to build and build and build and thrive and start using the talent you have on your roster to the fullest extent, because you guys have so many amazing wrestlers on your roster, but you've signed so many people so quick, and you don't have the titles and this and that and everything else that are already in place and for storylines, that you guys are just letting this talent sit on the sidelines. So fix that, and then we'll see where the road leads to for AEW. And I'm hoping they far surpass WWE, become better, and become the future of wrestling and what is to be held for wrestling for years to come. Alright, this was another episode with the Wrestling Collector Zone. I just wanted to address AEW. Hit that like button if you liked what I was talking about. Post below. What do you guys think? What should be being done at this point with AEW? Are they doing things wrong? Are they doing things right? Do you think there's something specific that should be done that could build them better? Make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit that notification bell. Thanks again, and you guys have a great night. This was the Wrestling Club.